Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to Tyler Brown Hour, aka TPH, aka TB Hour, whatever you want to call it, episode 29. 29 of the things closer to 30, which is something I didn't think we'd see and I didn't think we would get to. I am your host, B. Harriet, aka Brian, aka Prince, aka Prince with G without the hating. Gotta make a joke about that a little bit later, but I will pass it to my co-host, Tyler. You want to say something to the people?
How's it going, people? It's TTL, aka Tyler Libra, aka just Tyler, and yeah, we're going back to back on this one. We had our Christmas special one last night, which is our first one ever. It's our first one with how many guests that we had.
True.
In my house, in my place, and we honestly thought it was going to go left, but like it actually turned out to be pretty good. I suggest you guys watch that on iTunes or Spotify, whichever you get your hands on or get your ear on.
Look, you kind of at me right now. I've been lazy on the YouTube side, so you can't really watch it, but you can listen to it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. This is going to be a fun, exciting episode because I feel like a lot of people don't give their flowers when flowers are due, when it comes to being a fan of someone, and like from not knowing this person to just being introduced to this person. Definitely think she's very talented at what she does and the crafts that she do. A model, a YouTuber, a jack of all trades. Maddie, you want to say something to the podcast?
What's up, guys? My name's Maddie, aka Maddie Baddie, aka Knows Maddie, aka Strong with Maddie, whatever you want to call me.
Damn, she beating you on.
That's funny. What I was going to say too is I thought it was funny that she actually did AKAs because
Fitness Maddie too.
When I was watching the YouTube video, she was making fun of the AKAs on the next thing. So I thought she was going to roast me for that.
No.
So that's funny. That's dope. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank
Hopefully you'll enjoy your stay. Glad. Pretty sure the listeners will be excited to listen to you guys. And the first thing I wanted to get in, since you were talking about Christmas, Tyler, is do you remember your favorite Christmas gift? Or you too, Maddie, do you guys remember your favorite Christmas gift you ever received or gave or anything like that?
Ooh.
Probably a good thing to start off the podcast so just make you think and go back. If I had to say, definitely was always like probably some sort of gaming system, to be basic and nerdy. You know, like cool clothes were always cool, like candy was always cool, like deodorant, shoes, all that stuff was cool, but it's just like you didn't get your bang for your buck like you did in the game system.
Right, yeah.
In my regards. Or there was always a game that I wanted to play, and then when I got it on Christmas, because like I'm talking, I was like nerd back in the day when like, especially like when like Xbox 360s, PS3s had the little booklet that didn't say shit in it,
right.
But I'd be reading it like, yo, this game look crazy. It's like, bro, you looked at the same pictures like 3 times. What you doing?
The little manual booklet, you know, the controls and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I would honestly say that was my favorite gift I ever received. It was just pretty much any kind of gaming consoles. What about you guys?
Like, growing up, yeah, I got a PS2. I was really excited about that. I actually still have it. It's the only gaming system I have right now.
Okay, what games though?
Spyro.
Classic.
Shit.
That seems like everybody's go-to, like Spyro.
Really?
Like as far as like the first ever game that they have for like their
Well,
PS2.
either like I feel like there's a house divided. Like you're either Spyro or Crash Bandicoot.
Or Final Fantasy.
Well,
I know a lot of people that's first game on PS2 was Final Fantasy.
but Final Fantasy, that was like 3 discs on one. So like I never actually touched it. I was like, bro, that's too many games.
Or like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas.
True.
Yeah.
I played Jack and Dexter. I don't know if you guys know
Man.
that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
Jack
game
Dexter,
too.
shit.
I would like stay up until I would do all-nighters playing that game.
I think there was a point in time where like I don't know about y'all, I didn't have a memory card for a while, so I had to beat
Oh, you was hurting.
one sitting. I was come back. I'm next.
You got-
and then like bro, the way I figured out that you needed a memory card, it's like I think I was playing like Jack and Dexter or something like that, and then I played it. I like got really far. Oh, I'm about to beat the boss next thing. It's lit. You know, come home from school, took the book back off, started. It was at the beginning before Dax even turned. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's sounded.
Yeah, we lost a memory card. We would just pause it and leave the game on overnight, and then come back the next day.
And that shit would be terrible.
That's the craziest thing ever, because like that same shit happened to me on like when I first got Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I was like, man, I'm fucking this. I'm on the Cell Saga, so you know I'm on the last part. And then I come home, Fucking all my characters gone. They're still locked. All the fucking venues are gone. Fucking, I'm at like the Saiyan Saga, the first fucking. I'm fighting Raditz still. So, you know.
That was your probably best gift, or was there others?
Another one. I was really into Bratz dolls, and I got this Bratz pad. It was like something my neighbors had, and I was so jealous of them. So when I got my own, I was like,
You see, I got one too.
But as an adult, I just got an air fryer, and I've never been so excited for a kitchen item. Like, I'm ready.
Look, everybody's been hyping them up too.
They said the air fryer is the adult easy bake oven now, pretty much.
That's what I like. I used to have an easy bake oven too. You know, this might be right up my alley, but I've never used one, so I need to like look it up and look up recipes and stuff. But we'll see if it's about the hype.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or a catch-22. There's got to be something wrong with it, right? It's too good to cook all these things that fast, and like there's got to be some sort of like radioactive, like you go get some superpowers. There's got to be something wrong with air fryer.
If I get superpowers, I don't be bad.
True.
Oh, you got your superpowers yet? I got mine.
What was your superpower? I'm not gonna say it.
I can't say that's close.
Oh, right. You are Clark Kent right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I really want to try an air fryer. I'm like, I want to get one whenever I do get my own place. But I feel like there's some sort of catch-22, so I'm like waiting because I'm like, I seen someone the other day cook like salmon in like 15 minutes.
Well, I tell you could literally throw damn near almost anything into that bitch. Like it's crazy. Like one time I got plastered, and this was me and my cousin one time, and it was like around like July or like late August when like the Iowa State Fair was going on and shit like that. So like we were like,
wait, how long have air fryers been around?
Like decades, Like they've been around for a good minute.
I swear to God, I've never heard of an air fryer till now. Like this year.
I haven't either. So.
Okay, they're in there.
Yeah, like we literally had one in our house probably since like I was like 15.
What?
The same one too.
Damn.
But yeah, we got like super plastered, and we were like, "Yo, you want to go to the fair?" I'm like, "Hell no, I don't want to go to the fair. I'm drunk. Like, the fuck I need to go to the fair for?" He's like, "Bro, you right? Fuck, we got Oreos? Yeah. We got batter? Yeah. Fuck it, let's make some deep fried Oreos." And we did that. I swear to you, we almost burnt my mama's house fucking down. Like I like it was like shit was splattering. Fucking we were slipping on grease. Shit was tragic, but they tasted good though. That ain't the first time we almost burned my mom's house down, by the way. Brian.
So what would be the first dish you make in the air fryer since you're excited for it?
Probably just like, I don't know. Probably just fries. Like something easy. I still have to look up, like, because I don't know all the things that you can make in it. I think of air fryer, I think of fries. And so that's what I'm going to do first. But I don't know. Like, I'm going to look up some recipes, see what's good. I'll keep you updated if I get any superpowers.
Superpowers with the air fryer.
Yeah.
I actually, if the one thing I do want to try is I heard it's really good for like reheating things and like leftover food and stuff like that. So that's like a link.
Yeah, I have an issue with microwaves doing that, especially with like, I don't know, just leftovers in general. The microwave will just like cook them differently and it tastes weird to me. I don't know, I can't.
Yo, have you ever tried to reheat French fries?
Huh?
Have you ever tried reheat French fries before? That shit is not good.
Every time.
It is not
I think
good.
the only thing you can really reheat and be successful with is probably pizza, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But if air fryers
It's a different type of texture too.
If
so
air fryers do, you know what I'm saying, cook some fries back to normal. Hey, I go ahead, bring me my radioactiveness, my superpowers, all that shit. I need it.
Gotta have our own McDonald's or something in there.
So what was the best Christmas gift you received, Tyler?
My best Christmas gift that I have received. Like I said last night, like anything that like as far as like my mom and dad would like get me as far as Christmas goes, it'd be like a theme. Like I remember one year, like when I was like 8, I got literally I'm telling you, when I tell you that my mom probably cleaned out all of Toys R Us's Power Ranger section, like literally, like you know how the Power Rangers, they would come with like the little like morphers, then they would have the swords, then they had then these niggas had motorcycles for a minute. Like when I tell you that she literally grabbed every single thing that was Power Rangers related, and she also did something with Yu-Gi-Oh too. Remember the Yu-Gi-Oh like little like card thing? Yeah, I had that bitch. And then fucking like I said last night about the whole WWE thing too. Like I had the ring set up, I had the action figures, I had fucking all the DVDs and shit, wrestling belts. Hell yeah. But fuck, out of all those ones, I would have to say probably me getting my PS2 along with like all the WWE games and stuff like that, because I was literally in my room for a good straight 8 hours, like a whole entire work day, just chilling. But here's the thing, I didn't have a memory card either. So I mean it was cool, but at the same time I was like, fuck, I guess I'm
and everything and not feeling it.
Right. I was like, how are you gonna forget this?
So then, is there a gift that you never got but always wanted?
Fuck. A gift I never got that I always wanted.
Yeah, I had to think about that too. You as well, Maddie. Is there a gift that you never got but always wanted?
I used to really want Vans as a kid. Like, all my friends would wear Vans, and so I explained what Vans looked like to my mom, but I didn't know they were called Vans. I didn't know the brand. I was fucking 8.
Right.
So I was like explaining what the shoe looks like, and then she brought back like these Walmart shoes, like, and I was just
That's tough.
So I never got a pair of Vans. I mean, I bought some myself eventually, but that was a gift I remember wanting and then never got.
That, like, I still to this day have never owned a pair of Vans. I will get some. Yeah, I just never got around to getting them. Like, I will get some eventually, but Tyler, and it's funny too because Tyler's my best friend, and he literally probably owns like. Probably had maybe 10. You probably got Vans on right now.
I got Vans on right now. The little B edition Vans.
Those look like homeless 12. Man.
The homeless 12s, yeah. I've had these Vans since 2015.
I believe it. The way that they look, like
hell yeah, fuck yeah. I've been wearing Vans literally a decade of my life.
I literally want to use them too for working out because it's like good for the flat surface. I guess, like the ground. Is there a gift that I never got that I always wanted? I would personally say, like, money when it comes to, like, my parents. Because they always wanted, I guess, like, since I was a little kid and I was the only child, they always wanted to give me that, like, aesthetic of, like, you're always opening a gift. And, like, especially, like, since I'm 26 now, like, a few years, I'm like, yo, I'm good, just give me some money.
Right, yeah.
Pay these bills, pay this debt, and get out your house. And they're like, no, you always gotta open something at Christmas. It's like, I can only wear so many pairs of pajamas, Mom. Like, I don't. It's like, you could have just gave me a gift card for these.
Bro, you still get pajamas? You telling me right now on my face that you got some pajamas.
Relax. I would say it's been a few years since I got some, but yeah, I in the 20s I definitely got a pair of pajamas for Christmas. That was the only gift, so don't make that face. Get that face off your face. Like, relax. You too loud on the podcast. But yeah, but back to you anyway, brother man. Was there a gift that you just never got but you always wanted? Because you didn't say yours.
Dude, I always wanted a cat. Like a pet for Christmas, but my mom always hated cats. She was more. Me and Pops were dog people. Like, we wanted a dog, but like I wanted a cat. I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, I would say. But yeah, my mom she'll throw a cat out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but yeah, that's literally. I literally got everything else as a kid that I wanted except like a pet, so that was one of those things that kind of eluded me throughout my years.
I would probably say I'm more of a dog person. Like, I'm getting more comfortable with cats. I'm like, cats ain't that bad, but I've always been a dog person.
I'm terrified of cats.
Like, cats don't sleep.
I'm allergic to cats, and I'm just like, I've touched a cat once in my life, and it scratched the shit out of me, and I'm like,
I believe that. I can see why. They and you never know where they're at too. Like,
they're so like bipolar. I feel like 1 minute they're like chill, and the next minute they hate you.
They're just looking at you while you sleep and just.
I swear to God, like I remember I went to a friend's house and like the cat, they just got a brand new cat or kitten, and then like it was like a week later, it's like, all right, my food's over here, I shit over there, I'm out. I just never seen that cat that whole day. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you could leave cats alone. They'll just be like, shit, okay. Kitty litter over there, food over there, water over there. All right, cool. When you bouncing?
Yeah, I'm good. Now, great thing about having Maddie on the podcast is she's a creator and she has a craft, and so do all of us here. So I want to ask you guys, what inspires you in your craft? Is it someone that you look up to? Is it just being able to create, or then like either one of the crafts, like being a model, being a YouTuber, whatever else you do? I'm sure you do everything because I see you on Instagram, but
right.
like. At YouTube, Tyler, photography, anything that inspires you?
I think for me, I love the thought of turning an idea into something. You know, like I've always been creative, but I never really acted on it until like being like in my adulthood life, because I was always terrified of what people at my school would think of me. So like, when I think of an idea, just being able to actually create that idea into something, that's what inspires me. And like being able to publish it and have tons of people see it, and then, you know, whether it be something from, you know, I have a YouTube channel and I love making videos, I love making people laugh, I love, you know, all of that. But then I also have like, you know, my Instagram with modeling and all of that, just being a fashion inspiration for people. But then I have my like other Instagram, which is more of like it's like fitness and body positivity, that I initially created when I had an eating disorder. And so being able to overcome my eating disorder and like inspire other people to do the same, like other like younger girls especially, like having people message me and say like, oh my god, you know, your post made my day, blah blah blah, like that right there is what I like.
That shit is different.
It's really like amazing to, you know, inspire others to do better.
Yeah, I feel that wholeheartedly, because like I have a YouTube channel too, and like I would just, main reason I kind of got creative is like I was playing football, went to like top 5 junior college in the nation, and then I just was like, you know how like coaches always say like, oh, like football's only a small portion of your life or whatever. And like, yeah, you don't really hear it till you're like out of it, and you're like, oh damn, who am I really? And like, what do I do? And so I just somehow, some way found this creative side, and like you said, I love just creating videos, making content. And then like once somebody hit me up like, yo, this video makes my day, because it's like the world, not to go deep, but the world is a fucked up place, and it's like you just want to get that escape and just like free your mind a little bit. So like if my measly 20-minute video can make you laugh and make you smile, like I love that shit. That shit's addictive, and like that inspired my creativity. And also seeing people that like I look up to and like admire doing the shit that they do, and they're like their best days, like literally making videos, creating, laughing, and they're chilling the rest of it. Like I want to do that, or like just with the podcast, because I mean Tyler was the one. Fun fact for the origin story, Tyler was the one that suggested the podcast, because I always had a radio background, because that's what I thought I was going to do. Ended up getting denied by, I won't say no names, but the thing in your chest that you need.
My chest hurts.
I heart radio, but I'm not going to say no names, but got denied like 6-7 times, so I couldn't really be a radio personality. But Tyler was like, what if we just shoot the podcast? Because we always had like these like long drive conversations, and then I was just like, fuck it. So like he inspired me in that regards, and then I
think that was.
I was just saying you can cuss on podcasts, so it's better. You can't cuss on the radio.
Oh fuck yeah! So
you are right, but like
I'm a sailor when it comes on this.
But she might not. I don't know. She gets mad at me that the moment. Like you cussing at me? I was like, I'm trying to make some money. So what were you saying about you?
Somebody always told me in high school, you cuss to get your point across. I'm like, you know what? You're goddamn right.
Yes.
You know, because ain't nobody gonna hear you if you know. But as far as like being a creator and doing all this stuff like that, it's stuff that I'm starting to find like as I get older, you know, like as far as like the first thing that I did as far as creative stuff was go to you with this podcast, and we've been doing it for five years now. And then like that kind of spread out into me getting my first camera, and you know, doing a little bit of photography, and then like doing it, like getting into it serious. And then that spanned off from me, you know, chilling at, you know, Smoky Row or and editing and stuff like that, and then writing shit down, you know, on like models or like what I want to do with it. And then writing kind of like spanned off with it. And I'm also seeing a therapist, so you know, I've been writing down my thoughts and, you know, day-to-day things that like I feel sad, mad, and different about. So, you know, I'm kind of, you know, getting into that area as far as like, you know, writing, and then just looking at poetry and stuff. And then I've always had love for music. I got a guitar over there, you know. So like it's things that like I start, and then they kind of branch off into other shit. And that's what always keeps me going, is that like I could always find something new in this world, something that, you know, that I won't be stagnant about, that I won't like be like, fuck man, like this ain't working out, let me go here, you know. Like it's stuff that, it's all things I enjoy doing. So like I could always go back to anything, you know, and that's always been my attitude with it.
But see, that's the hardest part about like being our age now, is like, damn, it's kind of hard to go branch out to all these different things, because it's like you want to put your time and effort in, but it's like I feel like now more than ever I barely have any time, and like that's what bothers me the most, is like, how the hell did I not discover all this creative shit like when I was younger, when I had all the free time in the world? And it's just like, that's the thing that sucks about balancing it. Now me and Maddie both do YouTube, so I do want to ask this question out of curiosity. What is something that like kind of, I would say, drive you nuts about your craft in YouTube? Like, is there any sort of comments that bother you or anything like that? Because I know some shit that bothers me. But
I mean, for me, I would say, like, we were just talking about this, but like editing, I have a love-hate relationship with it, because especially like the software that I use, like I just need to get over my ego and just get, you know, buy some software. But I'm like, I'm not gonna buy software until I start making money. But I'm like, the software that I use will crash a lot in the middle of editing, so that will just, you know, I've shed some tears because I was so angry. But
I know that.
I think also just like there are some videos that I feel so satisfied with, and I'll upload them, and then they just crash. Like no one finds them as entertaining as I do, and then I just kind of feel like shit, and I'm like, okay, damn. And then I'm like in this rut for a little bit, and then once I finally get out, you know, I think of another idea, and then I'm back to it. But it's just like that excitement to upload a video and then having it not do as well. I'm like,
Because that's the hardest part, is like, I know that pain too, where I put like all this time and effort into the YouTube. I thought I would create a title, put a good tags, good description, and made a perfect thumbnail. And it's like I want to share it with the world, but then it's like you could only go so far without kind of coming off as annoying and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, yeah, like, because like I was literally, the last video I uploaded, I spent 7 hours editing, and then it did okay, but that's also because I put it a little bit more places than usual. So I'm thinking like, damn, I wish like the right person could see it. Like, I kind of want to. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, do I risk my Reddit channel right now and just upload this on the main Reddit thing and see?
No, that's I joined a few Reddit communities of like, what are they called, like the small YouTubers, and I'll like post my videos on there sometimes just to get like, well, one, just to get views, and two, like they'll actually critique it. So that's kind of nice, but like sometimes I'll post it and then it'll get taken down immediately. I don't understand Reddit fully.
I don't either. I feel like there are a bunch of haters sometimes.
Yeah.
But then what's weird is like, I've seen like literally, like I uploaded my own video, and then they took it down immediately, like no self-promotion,
Yeah.
And then I've seen like my friend upload another video of another friend of mine, and that shit just go because it's not his video. It's like, well, damn, do I have to make an alias and just make another Reddit? So it's definitely not my video, but I liked his video, so I'm just giving out suggestions and ideas, but I would honestly say that all the stuff you listed, and then it's like when you just get that one comment, and usually comments don't really bother me, but it's like when you put all the effort in the video, like, oh, this sucks, or this sucks, it's like, what did you do today? Like you didn't try anything, you're just hating on this video. Or like when they leave a dislike and it'd be like it'd be like mad positive, and it's just like one dislike. It's like, bro,
They say some shit. They say
like it, just go home.
They'd be like mid.
I was just like, man, that shit hurts. Is there anything that you just dislike about your craft as far as photography goes?
Oh, as far as like editing goes and stuff like that, like I used to love the process of editing, just any photo, like just taking my time, making sure like, you know, everything is right and sharpness is up. And
but you don't edit every photo to take, right? You just edit like mainly the ones you like, I guess.
Well, yeah, I've started doing that, but then like, you know, I've caught myself doing that a little bit too much, and like, you know, what I might like, you know, the model may not like, or what, vice versa. So like, I've really tried to take my time to edit each and every one, but fuck, sometimes that's a process, bro. like I remember vividly one time, literally going to work in the morning, coming home at my lunch break, editing, and then going back to work, and then coming home and then editing, and then spending from like 5 till 10 on like probably 10 photos.
Dang.
That's how it be, is editing.
And like then when I finally get to like uploading them, like every time I go to like upload it, I look at it, I'm like, did I do something wrong on this? Like, I keep staring at the photo, and I'm like, this ain't right. So then I go back, re-edit it, and then I download it back on my phone, and I'm like, fuck.
Because also,
it just doesn't look, from the time that I like edit it on Adobe, and then it goes to my phone, it just kind of doesn't like look right. I don't know, but like.
And you were self-taught, right? Like you pretty much taught yourself.
Pretty much.
Editing. Yeah, like I'm sure you was as well. Like that's the hardest part. Is like it's not really like that big bro or anyone you could really ask. Like, how do I do this or do this? And like, cause
well, actually, my big bro is Fom. Shout out to my Fom.
Shout out to Fom. Yeah, but everybody got like an idea. You're like, I don't know which one to go with to make it work for mine and things of that nature.
I would say another thing too that I just thought of that frustrates me is just. Like, this is with all social media, like YouTube or Instagram, but the algorithm, like, it favors, like, bigger accounts. Like, it just makes it really hard for smaller accounts to grow. And especially with Instagram lately, like, I used to do really well on Instagram. I was so motivated to post all the time and, like, post on my story and all this. But then, like, I don't know, I think it's been since August of this year, like something happened where like, it wasn't just me, I put on my story too, like, does anyone else experience this? And it was just like, you know, most people said yes, some people said no, but it's like, your engagement like just plummeted, you know, no one's seeing your posts because like, you can tell because no one's liking your posts, and it's like the hashtags aren't working anymore. And then for YouTube, it's like, I don't know, I'm still trying to get the hang of how their algorithm works. I just post and then see what happens. I don't really pay too much attention to the tags or anything on there, but like, I don't know, that's another thing that's frustrating too, is like when you take like a bomb-ass photo, you know it's a bomb-ass photo, or like it's a really dope concept, and then it's just like, 2 people see it, and it's just, it's frustrating.
Should be a pain in my chest.
Yeah. My IG ain't popping as y'all too, but I know that. Don't you hate it when you post a story, or not? Yeah, you post like you post on the timeline, and then you post on the story, and the story numbers are just crazy, and then the timeline is just like not even half that. You're like, what the hell? It don't add up. And then also, are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
I was gonna say TikTok's algorithm is like one of the better ones that I've seen. You can actually blow up from TikTok. Yeah,
I need to get more into, like, I was into TikTok when like the quarantine first started, because I was like, oh, this is entertaining. Okay.
I've never downloaded TikTok.
It's pretty good. Like
it's entertaining for sure.
It's not Vine, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would definitely
say like Vine. I have Vine. I've spent like 5 hours on Vine.
Yeah.
Vine was the first app that would like legitimately have me howling. Like I was like, fucked up because of Vine. Like some Vines, I'll have tears in my eyes. They're so damn funny.
TikTok's like, I think the main thing on there is like dances, which I don't really. I mean, like, whatever, do your thing, but I feel like when you're actually creative, you know, there's more to it than just like, oh, I'm gonna do all this, and then like, because people will just dress up, look all cute, dance, and then they get 2 million views. I don't understand that. But like then people have like a creative idea, like, and they only have 100,000.
It really just depends. Like honestly, not to get like deep again with no CSI bullshit or like FBI and like somebody
forensics.
I swear to God, like I remember I was like, I think I was hungry one day and I was looking up cooking stuff, and then the next thing you know, I'm on TikTok and it's showing me all like these chefs and how they're cooking,
weird.
and it's just like the algorithm is like speaking to you, and I was like, this is weird, this is super convenient because I am hungry, I'm gonna like that, but now it's like, God damn.
Well, now it kind of caters to what you're like into now, as far as like every time I get on fucking Instagram, it's like either like rock bands or like poetry or stuff like that, and photography, obviously. But like I think okay, it's kind of cool. I'm seeing shit that like I wouldn't notice or do before. So I kind of like it personally. I like it.
Now, is there anything you hate towards the craft of like modeling and like just photo shoots in general? Because I could think of something, because like I've done 2 photo shoots with him and 2 photo shoots with Farm. Shout out to them. I'm not the most photogenic guy in the world, but like the trust I need to have in him is scary, because I feel like I'll be making the most craziest of faces, because he'd be like, oh, do this, and I'd be like this, and he'd be like,
I just
click,
let
click.
you go at it,
and he'd be like, click, click, all right, we good. I'm like, yo, can I at least look at it? Because obviously if you're taking a selfie, you can tell, you can adjust your face, fix your smile, this, that, and the third, but like with him, I don't know, so I'm like, I hope it looks good. I don't know.
Like, I let you and you just be natural, because you know how I go. Just like, I'm not looking for a certain pose or whatever. I just like, just be natural.
I mean,
just be free. Just
I definitely want to do more. I definitely want to get my own camera, but like, yeah, that's the hardest part. It's like just not knowing what you look like or what style works and things of that nature.
Yeah, I think in the beginning it was very awkward, like, because I didn't really know how to pose, and like if someone didn't pose me, I just felt really uncomfortable, and then I would look back at the photos and they would look stupid. And like, okay, well,
no, exactly.
I think another thing too, just being a woman, is definitely body image. Like, especially like if I have a photo shoot planned for a day where I feel like shit, it just sucks. But then like the photos, it takes a while for them to edit, and then I'll get the photos back and I don't look anything like how I felt. Mm-hmm. But I think for sure, just like, if you don't feel good the day you have a photo shoot, it's just one of the worst feelings. Like. And just the expectation to, always look good gets to me sometimes. Like, if I want to post something on my story but I don't look decent, I'll just, like, hesitate to post it. Not as much recently, but in the beginning, I was just like, oh, shit, like, I'm low-key, like, I don't feel like I can be myself anymore, because if I don't look, like a model, then people are just gonna be like, ew, who the fuck is this bitch? Like
yeah,
right.
People don't have those unrealistic expectations like they expect you. Because like, I always like pride myself on being like the funny guy or like the nice guy, and so everybody's always mad at me. Or usually like I'm introverted, I'm quiet, I'm shy at first before I meet someone, and then when you meet me, I won't shut the fuck up. But like at first, like, oh, bro, what's wrong? Something wrong? Well, no, bro, I'm chilling. Like I'm not like the funny guy all the time, especially if I don't want to crack a joke.
Right.
And like there's just people just have those unrealistic expectations.
I was gonna ask you, was there ever a spot like a place that you've like shot where like it was just like kind of just like or like uncomfortable to you? And mind you, we lived in Des Moines damn near like our whole life, so it's like there's nowhere for me that I'm not comfortable with shooting, because like I know like the spot, I know what could happen, I can know like how long I could be there and stuff like that. So it's like one of those things where like sometimes I have like models where they're like, you sure about this? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, like, but like I just want to ask you, like, was there a spot?
Not that I can think of. Like physically, there was one time where we did a photo shoot in the middle of winter. This was one of my very, very, very first photo shoots, and my feet, I was wearing Converse in the snow.
Rough.
And I could not feel my feet by the end of it, and like I kept telling the photographer, like, can we take a break? Like, I need to de-thaw my feet, literally, like they're frozen. And he's like, oh no, just one more. And I'm like, oh my god,
like, dude,
I have to lose my feet after this. And so I mean, like, that was only one instance where I was like genuinely uncomfortable physically, but I don't think I've ever really been like here in Des Moines uncomfortable. That one was like in a smaller town. I was helping this guy out with his portfolio, and it was my first time modeling, so. But I can't really think of a spot where I didn't feel comfortable. I guess, like, I just thought of one. So when I'm like standing kind of like by a busy street,
Yeah.
really uncomfortable. Like, especially if it's like dudes driving by like catcalling, but like.
You know how they be honking and they be like, take her picture.
Yeah. Like.
I think they did that to us. I was like, what?
I've had that happen to me at least probably like a good 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But also a lot of my shit is downtown, so you know.
Yeah. It depends on the person. Like sometimes it's funny and I'm like, okay, shit, hype me up. But then other times I'm just like, why did you say that?
Like, this is awkward.
You know, I never try to put any of my models in danger, you know, like as far as like places and stuff goes. So, you know, like it's more controlled. Mm-hmm. Like, what was that one that we went to? Fucking, like, it was sometime like last year. Valley Junction.
Oh,
Remember that one? That one was cool as hell. I knew that I wanted to do that for a while, just going there because I knew the lights were going to be up and stuff like that. So like I wanted to just get my stuff down there, and it was kind of cold as hell. Like it was like dead ass like January. So
I want to say that was like, because that kind of happened a lot when we went to, was it CR or Cedar Rapids?
Cedar Rapids, that was kind of sketchy because I did not.
Fuck Cedar Rapids.
I literally did not know anything about Cedar Rapids. Me and Brian just went up there and be like, bro, let's just get some shots. And like, where at? I don't know. Fuck, let's just go out of town.
It just so happened to be a high school graduation like that weekend too. So yeah, downtown was like busy as hell, and like people, I think we met a rapper, and he's like, "Oh, check me out." He's like, "I do videos." It's like, "Oh, they could be doing a photo shoot." Awesome, but
I used to live in Cedar Rapids, and it was just like I've never had anxiety that bad until I lived there. It was like one of the worst experiences.
It's either Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, that really get me as far as like just being up there like for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm just driving through if I'm going past Waterloo. Actually, the funny thing that you mentioned that in like uncomfortable situation, it's like modeling, but not really. The family photo shoots, those photographers are so fucking. I never forget it. Like I was like,
I'm glad my family doesn't take family photo shoots.
And like, listen, if you're a family member of mine, just plug your ears right now. But like my aunt, I love her to death. But nigga, that was such a terrible idea because it's like I have 4 brothers on my dad's side, including my dad. His like 3 brothers and like him. And so she wanted to do a family photo shoot. And like we're all close and like I'm doing like this pose right here, like, and then like my cousins are there in front of me and we're like super close and we're touching. I'm like, this is weird. Can you stop? And then I was like, no, I'll take the picture. And then like my dad didn't really want to do it. And then like the 4 brothers had to get like real close and they're bunched up and they're just like awkwardly sitting there. I'm like, man, don't invite me to no shit like this ever again. I might be 11, but I'm not doing this again. I'll do it the one time. But I was like, this is awkward. So
yeah, that sounds awkward. I did one family photo shoot, and it was when I was like 13. So like, and I'm an only child, so it wasn't that bad. But we brought my dog, and we asked them, you know, like, do you guys allow dogs? And they're like, yeah. And so my dog just was not having it. She was just like not trying to get her picture. Yeah, she's like just so confused, and like every time the flash would go off, she would turn her head, and it was just. Yeah, it was not a good time.
How do you guys stay comfortable with like new creators, or I guess essentially like this situation, like
as far as like
just working with someone new? I feel like, especially like if I didn't work with you or Fong or maybe Borg, like people I actually know as homies, I would be nervous as like a model or anything like that. Like
it's definitely crazy it's definitely nerve-wracking as far as like, you know, hitting up models and stuff like that, and like just pretty much just putting yourself out there. It's just kind of one of those things where like you just got to do, you know, as far as like if you want to actually go somewhere, if you want to see yourself progress, then it's just one of those things where like you can't be nervous about it. You got to believe in yourself pretty much.
Yeah, I think believing in yourself for sure. Like, and also again from a woman's perspective, especially if a male photographer hits me up that I've never met, I always like try to look at who they've taken photos of. I'll like see who's tagged in the photo, and then I'll hit them up and be like, hey, have you worked with this person before? Like, what was it like working with them? Blah, blah, blah. Because this one photographer, I'm not going to say his name, but he hit me up and literally like a week later, one of my friends posted like, hey, this guy is, like, she tagged him and she's like, don't work with him, he's a pervert, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, him. And so I left him on red because I was just like, well, I don't know.
I mean, that's definitely...
And his phone wasn't even good. Like, he's like, oh, I won't charge you. I'm like, if anything, I should be charging you. Like, these are trash. But another weird thing, like, when I first started, I used to apply to a bunch of modeling agencies, and before I realized I was too short and overweight for their standards, I was on the phone with this guy, and he was like, he sounded legit. He, was telling me all these stories about all of the things that he's been a part of, blah, 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 all these projects. And, like, after a while, like, it sounded too good to be true, and it was, but, like, he was trying to get me to come to his studio in Boone, and, like, he wasn't going to pay me. I was like, you'll have to reimburse me because I don't, live anywhere near Boone. So
right.
You'll have to reimburse me for my gas and obviously pay me for the shoot. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, if you're serious about this, you'll actually come, blah, blah, blah. This was more of a test for you to see if you would actually come out here. I'm like,
damn tip.
Right.
I'm not
like, what?
This, like, test subject. Like, if you are serious, you will pay your models. Like, and then after that, I just kind of cut him off, and he would hit me up occasionally, like, hey, did you still want to do the shoot, blah, 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 and he would still email me, like, and I'm just like...
Like, to this day?
Not anytime recently, but like, I would say this was at the beginning of last year, so, like, beginning of 2019, and then he would hit me up until, like, mid-2019, and then I finally just blocked him, because I was like, this is annoying. But
yeah,
that sounded sketch.
That's a scary realm that, like, obviously, like, you knew about, but you ain't... but at least me getting older, I didn't really realize how much shit that females go through. Just simple stuff
and
like
when
that.
you're new and vulnerable and you don't really know a lot, like you'll hear this opportunity and you're like, oh, this looks great, and then you'll find out either the hard way or you'll at least learn from it. Like for me, I talked to this dude and then I was like thinking about it, like this sounds too good to be true, and then I looked up his business. I contacted his models after talking to him, and then they were telling me, like, yeah, we got a free photo shoot out of it, but he's never actually, like, got me any work, blah, blah, blah. And I also thought it was sketchy that he didn't, like, want to interview me first. Like, he was right away, like, ready to bring me on. And I'm like, well, everywhere else I've gone, they've, like, interviewed me first, so this is kind of weird. But, yeah, I think just once you get past that, like, beginning stage, you kind of learn, like, okay, you can't trust everybody. Like, it sucks because no one really tells you. Like, I didn't go to school for modeling, so it was just kind of like you live and you learn.
I mean, there's definitely, like, there's people that are going to take advantage of it. And then the sad reality too is, like, those people that take it, they're piece of shits that take advantage of people, is the same people that, like, are not, fuck it, for lack of a better term, since they do it and, like, that's how they kind of got by, are desperate enough to where, like, they'll think that this pays off by just doing this or seeing this person or whatever, and it's just like, bro, like, don't put yourself in that situation.
Like they're not. Yeah. It's like it's almost like they're not really doing it for, like, the passion of it. They're just doing it for the
status quo.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And what's crazy is that, like, I know exactly who you were talking about too. And I mean, it's wild, and, like, it's kind of. I mean, it is bad because, like, that just puts, like, a damper on everybody else as far as, like, us photographers and stuff like that.
Who really do it for a living and have a passion for it.
Because then you hear these stories that, models have, like, about, such and such doing this and that, and it's like damn, like, really? Like, people are really like that? Like, fuck.
And then, like, that's, at least with me, like, my biggest thing in the world is never to take someone's appearance, like, because there's some people in this world who's, like, probably still fucking believe in Santa Claus, and they're probably living their happy, best, lucky old life, and I wish them nothing but success, and I hope you stay that way. But then there's the piece of shit who make them see the darkness of the world, and it's just like, oh yeah, I can't fuck with that. Like, I hate you. That's, like, the biggest thing. It's like, you take someone's appearance away, I fucking hate you for the rest of your life. I do. Like, that shit, that's the only thing to get under my skin. I would say, as far as, like, maybe me and you concerned and, like, the podcast, really, I'd be nervous like when we have a new guest or like someone like I haven't met before. Basically, like, do they find me funny? Is it gonna flow? And like, is it that congruent like kind of vibe? And that's really the only time I'm nervous around real creators.
Right.
Like that. I don't know if you get like that.
Like, I remember I was nervous when I messaged you and I was like, hey, you know, are you trying to shoot? And like, then like that you were like, oh yeah, cool. And I was like, all right, well, we got somewhere now. And I think it was our first shoot was like that one spot like that was kind of like in like by the principal building, but it was like up some stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was literally like our first shoot, and like it probably lasted. It was like a good like hour or two.
Yeah.
And it was like windy as fuck too.
It was so windy, but we found that one like light up spot too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we were literally just walking, and then we just saw like this purple light in like this one like area, and we were like, fuck it, let's just do it. And then like that was actually a pretty good time. And then like you know, just been smooth sailing from there. And like I want my models and everything to be like find me like comfortable being around me and stuff like that. Like I feel like I'm not awkward. You know, I like to joke around and stuff like that. I just feel free, loose every time I'm out there shooting. So, and I want my models to be that same way. So
I mean, you gotta have fun with it. There's no point in doing it.
Right.
Yeah, there's like one person I shot with who was just like, it was like they weren't intentionally trying to make it uncomfortable, but
remember that one that photo walk that we did earlier this year? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And I know it's not intentional, but like it's just, you know, uncomfortable sometimes if you don't have a personality. Like, just, you know, be yourself. And
you showed up late anyway too, by the way.
Hey, shit, that's how we operate sometimes. But I mean, yeah, like, and then also it's super uncomfortable when like you're trying and like they're just not there at all. Like I've cracked a joke before, I'm like laughing, smile, they just
or it's like a concept that you don't really understand or you're not really with. Like there was like oh, like stand in this water and, you know, do such and such. It's like what?
Hey, shout out to Fawn, but I think this nigga, like, we was up top, I want to say one of those garage parking lot type shit, and then he had to sit on his, like, ledge. He's like, why don't you stand on it? We're like, what? I'm not standing on this, I'll sit on it, but
sit on it.
I was like, I'm not dying today, no sir.
And, like, I also try to go, like, by their style of like what model I have, like if it's like street or something like that, or if it's like out in like nature and stuff. I try to go by that a lot.
Yeah, I was trying to mix up my style. Like I don't know if you know Maddie. Her name is at Maddie's Creation. But
shout out to Maddie Creation.
Yeah, I love her. But
she's dope.
We did a shoot at Sailorville, and this was my first time like doing a shoot like in water.
Right.
And she had me on this stool, and it was like the water was freezing. Like it was not a fun. I mean, it was a fun shoot, but just being like my feet were like frozen in this one too. But she was very, very like sweet about everything. She would like have us take breaks and everything, and we were trying to get this shot of like me standing on the stool to make it look like I was standing on water, but like it was so slippery, and like the stool was on rocks that were like uneven. And yeah, she was like, you know what, let's just not do this, because you know, I don't want you to like fall and like bust your shit. So yeah, she always makes my shoots so comfortable, but she's always open to like new ideas, and she's always open to like, you know, she'll have an idea for me that's something I've never done. So like with this shoot, it was like very frilly, like I was in a dress, and like I'm usually like streetwear and like baggy clothes or like very bougie, but like this was something new. And it was really fun, like trying out a new style. And we did another one with like flowers, and it was just like really girly, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cute.
Something different.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about your YouTube channel before, but this is something that I am curious about, since it is kind of comedy-esque, interesting, and things that you do. What would you say is your funniest video? Or if you had to recommend our listeners one video, like,
I would say Honestly, my funniest videos are the Omegle ones. Like, people like those the most because just like interacting with other people, I'm not really, I wouldn't consider myself a shy person, so I come in hot when I'm talking to people and they just don't expect it.
Right.
Especially like because, again, like not to sound conceited, but I'm an attractive woman, and so when I come in like talking
Talk your shit, talk that talk.
When I come in like talking shit and acting weird, they're just kind of like, what the fuck? Like one of them I dressed up as Guy Fieri, and everyone was just like, are you a girl? Like what is this? And I'm like, it's just fun to clown around with people because they don't expect it, and I would say that's the most feedback I've gotten on my videos is just I have 2 Omegle ones, and yeah, those are definitely my funniest videos for sure.
I think I'm about to check them out. I would honestly say a good video to check out was the one I just recently edited. It's just me and the homies playing this game called Back 4 Blood, which is like a Left 4 Dead zombie apocalypse shoot 'em up type game. But we're stupid, so we just crack hella jokes and just act hella goofy. And I like the editing that I did do in it. There's some funny moments in there, so I would definitely say go check that out. Now, me, who's been single since June.
No, I can't even.
It's been a while. I can't speak on this, but y'all two can speak on living with a significant other and like, how is that? Like, especially if that's like your first.
I don't live with nobody, no.
Oh shit! Well, you had it as a topic.
Oh yeah.
Well, you.
I know.
Well, you did it before. I'm saying I've never done that, so like y'all could probably speak on that. I guess I had a roommate, but that's about it. Y'all want to speak on that?
I guess like I've had 2 situations living with someone I was dating. So the very first time I lived with someone I was dating, we also stayed with my parents, and that was just a disaster. Like we ended up breaking up, obviously, but like it was just. Yeah, it was awkward.
Like, do you know how bad that is that he can't even be mad in the house? Because, like,
right.
Like you're with your parents, you're still fine.
For real. It was, yeah, like, he got along with my parents and everything. Like, it wasn't bad, but, like, it was just awkward. And especially because, your parents are always going to look at you as their child,
right.
Like, a roommate. So
yeah.
There were some times where I'm just like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I'd say, like, living with a significant other out of my parents' home is a whole other story. Like there are obviously a lot of good things about it, but then you actually really get to know somebody. Like, you don't really know someone until you live with them.
Yeah.
And when it's during a pandemic, it's even like amplified. So it has its ups and downs for sure. I won't go into too much detail, but I would say my favorite thing is not having to cook as much as I used to. That's a nice little plus.
That sounds super convenient.
I never I wasn't the cooker, so like I just like so like I mean it was one of those things that's also like a plus for me too. So and yeah, I mean it's definitely like how you could go about it is you could things between you two obviously are like shit that you might not agree on or like stuff that you're just indifferent about, and like you gotta be able to take that consideration too with them because you gotta see them every day. Like it's one of those things that like you can't just brush off and then be like, you know what, I'm out, bye. Like, well, you still got keys. Like, you still got to come home. But yeah, I think that's one thing that like you definitely gotta like take into consideration is that like you're not only living for yourself, but you're living with like for somebody else. You got make sure obviously bills are paid like first, like and yeah, as far as like any situation that like you guys can have with each other, it can kind of be it has to be talked about and reconciled first of all, because like you don't want them going home like mad or like just like leaving for like the night or whatever. So it's one of those things where I kind of struggle with. So
I mean, like I said, I can't really speak on that said topic, but like at least living with roommates, I think people don't realize, like, this homebody shit, like, before COVID made it cool and all that, like, I really do this. Like, I just be in the room chilling. And, like, I think my friends be like, yo, what you doing? And I was like, I'm chilling. Like, how come we don't chill out here?
You've been doing that
like,
for 4 hours now, bro.
It's like, how come we don't do it out here? Like, chill in the living room with us. It's like, nah,
I'm good. All right.
I'm just being my own little world, just mine, and not even doing nothing. But, like,
they start talking shit while you have other friends. Yeah, we got this dude that's up in here, bro. He don't come out, though.
Because, like, they didn't really realize it. They're like, damn, bro, you just really be chilling. I was like, yeah, well, I'm an only child. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an only child. You know, I didn't have a babysitter when I was younger, so I was used to watching myself and being by myself. And then, like, you know, when my mom had cancer my junior year, like, I lived by myself. Like, I'm so used to it that it just didn't really bother me when I had other roommates. And
I just thought of a side topic. When was the first time that your parents left you, like, home alone, with actually, like, trusting you to leave you home at the house unattended?
shit.
Because me, it varied. Because I did some stupid shit when I was 16, 17, 18. They were like, damn, man, like, what do we have to do?
Once I hit, like, that teenager age, I think probably 13, like, because my parents didn't trust me. And, like, they shouldn't have, because that was shit. But,
Indict.
yeah, because, like, they had a babysitter for me for a while, but then they realized, like, the babysitter would literally just sit there and watch TV. Like, I was really shy when I was younger, so I didn't even talk to the babysitter. Like, I would just play in my room by myself, or I would just have friends over. And
who's this woman over here? Who's this dude?
I would even make my own food. So she would come in and she'd be like, do you need me to, like, make you anything? I'm like, no. Like, I would just make, like, ravioli in the microwave or whatever. Like, so once my parents realized, like, okay, we don't need to pay this bitch to be here. So
it's just paying them sit on the couch and just be like, yeah, she was in there last time I saw her. So I never had a babysitter, by the way.
I never either. Well, I mean, obviously when I was young enough to where I had to have one, but like once I was old enough, like you said, like in my teens, like I was on my own. My only problem was like I was not like. So, like, I'm on the process of the journey, you know what I'm saying, the redemption arc to being that dude, that nigga. Like, I feel like eventually I will get there, but, you know, I'm in the process. Before, I was not. When I was younger, I was just a little scared, timid little kid, and, like, if I heard something, I'd be like, damn, that's God's way of telling me it's over. We're about to wrap it up. I'm because I'm about to go defend the house. Hell no. I'm like, he's scrawny. You ain't got no muscles. So I just be at the house chilling, and I hear some shit like, well, what's that? And then not check it. And then, like, my only problems by myself was, like, mom be like, oh, you know, leave such and such out so I can de-thaw and, like, so I can cook that tonight. Oh, definitely some nights.
You were terrible.
I started drowning some chicken. Like, come on, son. Like, that was really my.
You got put it in the microwave.
There was one time where I did that, and she's like, "So you dogged this chicken that I told you to do about 4 or 5 hours?" Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't think it, dumbass." So she brought out another one. I'm like, "Yo, are you just testing me?" I didn't get to eat that.
I never did no shit like that. Like I said, my parents were like, just like, they were like, what do we got to do to make sure that our house isn't fucked up, like, when we leave? Because windows have been broken, house damn near been caught on fire. That wasn't my fault, by the way. That was definitely beer.
I never lit anything in your house. That's a lot. What he's trying to say is there's one time where he broke a window in his house and he was just texting me as if he was going to die right then. Like, yo, it's been good. We had a good ride as best friends, bro. But you don't see me for a good 2 to 3 weeks. It's been real. I was like, nigga, what happened? And he's like, I broke the window. I was like, damn.
There was one time my parents went out of town and, like, they trusted me and I fucked up, but so my dumbass, like, I wasn't gonna have a party, but everyone always wanted me to have a party for some reason, and so I told a few of my friends, they're like, you know, my parents are out of town, we should come over, you can come over, we should drink and blah blah blah. And it wasn't really a party. Like, it stayed under 10 people, but...
It was like a kickback.
Yeah, it was like a kickback. And I didn't really think, I could keep, control of 8 people. That's fine. And...
Right.
But, so, one dude came tripping on shrooms. And one...
Wait, how old were you?
I was in high school, probably like 16. Maybe.
Oh, y'all niggas was wild.
Well, like, he came on shrooms, and, like, me and my, like, boyfriend at the time were fighting, and... Oh, I think it was my ex at the time. I think we might have broke up. He still came for some reason. And so we were arguing the whole time. And, like, this dude's tripping on shrooms. And, like, he's telling his friend to put his finger in his mouth. And, like...
What?
I don't know. And then he sat on... Like, my parents had this bench in our house. I don't know. It was just, like, a decorative thing. And, like, he sat on it. And it broke, and then this other kid like stole my mom's jewelry, and like the fucking, I don't know, like there was shit missing, like random shit. Like my dad had like packs of quarters, like $10 packs of quarters, and they were gone. And like there was like someone tried to put Captain Crunch in pancakes and make pancakes, and they fucked up like the pan, and like it was just a mess the next day. Like I might as well have just thrown a party because like this is 8 people, like. Not even, like, because some people end up leaving, some people stayed the night, and, like, yeah, it was...
Like, they fucked it up so bad that you can't explain, like, what happened. Like, it's one thing to fuck up, but then...
Like, there's different various things that just happened that were going on.
And it was so random, like, I don't know. So, I woke up early as fuck the next day, I woke everyone up, I'm like, y'all are gonna help me clean. So, it helped me clean. I didn't notice anything was even missing, but, like, it was, I guess there was a ring, like a gold ring that my mom's, like, great-grandma gave her. I, to this day, still feel so guilty, like, and I know he took it, and I think he's in jail now for something else, but, like, I was just like, damn, like...
Should make a call. Yo, this ain't going nowhere, kind of.
At the time, I was just, a teenager. I didn't understand the meaning of that. But, like, being an adult, looking back on it, I feel, like, so bad about it still. Like, I wish I could just take that night back. But.
That actually reminds me, like, so technically, I didn't get in trouble, but I don't remember what... Maybe early teens, maybe, like, 9, 8... And in like my upstairs bathroom, like the door handle was always kind of loose, so then we just said F it, and then we put like a little like a wash rag through the middle, so you could just pull it.
Right.
And so somehow, some way, I guess it was like loose on the end of where you enter the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And so I shut the door, went to the bathroom, it fell out, but it was on the other side of the hallway. So mind you, I'm like I said, like 8, 9, 10, 11, I pushed on the door, it's not budging, so I'm like, damn, I'm locked in my bathroom, so I'm just chilling. And then, like my dad, he said something like he ended up leaving to go somewhere and he didn't come back for like 2 or 3 hours. He's like, yo, Brian, like, yo, why you didn't come down yet? What's up? I was like, yo, I'm stuck. Stuck where? I'm stuck. So how long have you been there? It's like 2, 3 hours. 2, 3 hours. Probably upstairs.
What did you do?
I guess I just shut the door too hard and the towel just fell out. And
I mean, like, what'd you do for the amount of time you were in there?
He just sat there in the tub, just chilling.
Just like this, sitting on the wall. I just couldn't do nothing else. I was just like, well, since I'm here.
Oh, bro, in there reading bathroom products, like.
I didn't read shit. I was honestly just sitting down, just like, damn, bro, my life's stuck in the bathroom. I was like, this is it. I was like, well, at least I can go to the bathroom. Like, this is lit. But last topic of the podcast, Maddie, is something that you would like to see happen for yourself in 2021. As you said in your next video, you manifest, well, not that person manifest this date, but you manifesting something in 2021, what will we see?
I would say definitely my YouTube channel getting the recognition it deserves.
Which it should, with the vidIQ and TubeBuddy Live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just like, people recognizing what I'm doing, I guess just quote-unquote blowing up on social media, getting that recognition, working with different brands, being able to eventually create my own brand, create my own businesses. I don't know if this is all going to happen in 2021, but I would like it to, and potentially like moving out of Des Moines.
Anywhere in particular you want to move to? Or?
Initially I was thinking LA, but like the more I think about it, the more I'm like it's really superficial and like expensive. I definitely want to move somewhere in California, but like because, you know, I mean, it's warm, palm trees, all that, but, like, I don't know. I feel like the more I do research on living in LA, the more unappealing it is, just because it seems like everyone is out there to, you know, get discovered. I don't really care to get discovered in LA. Like, I want to be able to get discovered because of my creativity, not because of who I know. So I would say just moving up there just for my own, like, mental happiness and being able to afford it. Like, I don't want to move out there, try to get discovered, and then, you know, be dirt poor and then have to come back here and not even fulfill anything. So I think just starting out here, getting my recognition, getting, you know, the followers, the subscribers, all that, but having it be genuine, not like, you know, not paid for, not, you know, fake or anything. But I think just finally getting, you know, the recognition and being able to make connections with brands and, like, eventually create my own brand. And I don't know, you know, every year I have, like, a new, I guess, vision for my future. So right now that's what it is. It might change by the time 2021 happens, but we'll see.
Now, did you accomplish whatever your vision was for 2020? Very close to it?
I would say some of it. Like, at the beginning of this year, I had, like, a really good feeling about this year. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good year, because 2019 was great. And then, like, all this coronavirus shit happened, and it's like, I think the one thing that I did get out of this year was posting on YouTube. Because, like, I didn't start posting until the quarantine happened, because I was just really hesitant. I was also really busy. Like, I was going to all these networking events, doing photo shoots all the time, like, dancing. And so once all of that slowed down, I realized, like, you know, I do have time to kill. So that's when my first video started, and then I realized, okay, I love doing this, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And so I would say just actually starting with you. Well, I've had my YouTube channel for years, but, like, actually starting good content instead of, like, shitty ass music videos that I used to do. It's a different story, but definitely that would be one. Also, I got to meet Trippier, which was really cool. He's not my favorite artist. He's, like, someone I've watched grow, and it was just really cool to, like, actually meet him and talk to him. Also just doing a campaign with a few different brands. Poncheros was one of them, and that was just really funny to me that they hit me up like, hey.
That was dope. I seen that.
It was so funny. I'm like, I've never been a food model before, but I'll try it. But yeah, I think those are just a few, but...
I definitely would have shot got the bag off Poncheros. Maybe a model, let's work something out. Wasn't that Trippy Red concert? Hold on, don't tell me in Omaha?
No, it was here.
It was here?
At Bel-Air.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Because I remember somebody was telling me about that earlier in the year that they was going to it, but maybe it was somewhere else he was supposed to go, and I think that one got canceled or something. I don't remember. I remember it was somewhere in the area, but...
We went on tour with Travis Scott once, and he, like, quit in the middle of the tour.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, because that one was in Minneapolis. I got the meet and greet then, and he quit, and I was just like, God damn it, Trippy, what are you doing?
That's gotta be the worst part as a fan.
Yeah.
But that's dope. I'm just glad that you actually went with it. And so, Tyler, what can you manifest for yourself in 2021?
Hopefully being mentally strong.
That's a good one. I like that.
Because, like, right now it's been kind of a struggle as far as everything that's kind of happened in, like, the past couple months. So that's mostly for me, that I'm trying to make sure that I'm good so other people around me can be good, because, you know, everybody kind of just bounces off everybody's attitude and stuff like that. So that's one thing that's a very, very important thing for me to do throughout 2021, and also just kind of find my footing again in photography, because I feel like I'm kind of dragging away from it because I'm doing all this other shit. So, like, kind of just getting my feet wet again, kind of going back to basics, and mostly just being happy, you know, because, you know, some, like you said, happiness is a state of mind, and, you know, that's what I want, honestly. Like, I feel like I've just been kind of just forcing a lot of stuff as far as like it not being natural for me to just like enjoy anything. And that's why I kind of stopped photography a little bit and like kind of just had to focus on a certain thing. So that's where me writing down everything in like a notebook and journal, just kind of seeing how my mind is and how it works to where like I could like kind of fill in the kinks a little bit. So
yeah, I've been seeing your like you share other people's posts on your story, like that has to do with mental health. I started following one of the accounts, but yeah I think also definitely can relate. That would be something I'd want to manifest in 2021 too, because like this year has definitely got me to my lowest, and I actually started seeing a therapist too. So
right, it's the best thing to do.
It's I remember just thinking it was so overrated, but like now that I've actually gone, I'm like, I should have done this a long ass time ago.
That's a lot of things with black people. We don't do therapists a lot of the time. You know, they either look at you like, what's wrong with you? Like, you don't need no therapist. What you mean I don't need no therapist? Like, I need to talk to somebody. It can't just be me all the time.
I think, like, I'm not opposed to therapy. I do want to go eventually, but I think that would be, like, my hardest thing. Is like, I could probably think of a million things to talk about now, but, like, once I'm in front of someone, it's like they're looking at you from not only listening, but trying to help make you better. That it's kind of like scary, intimidating, because it's like I feel fine now.
You gotta find out what type of therapy that you need first for you, and the right therapist that can provide that.
True, and it's like I'm neutral right now. I feel like I've been on neutral a lot. Like it's like there's not too many highs, not too many lows, but it's like obviously I'm not where I want to be, and like that's kind of what I was gonna go into like 2021 as far as manifesting. It's like I really want to be that person that like I set out to be, and like I really truly feel like I believe, because the person I am now, like I do like this cool, calm, collected, like thinking of like I have like mental awareness and like my mental health, and it's like a lot of things like it's starting to dawn on me like, oh, that was a fucking panic attack, like like I was tripping, and like it's sad that we just really untapped this world now, but yeah, I want to just kind of be that person that I always thought I could be and truly believed I could be. And then randomly, actually, I thought about this today, but I think I want to get a studio. Like, why not for the podcast or something like that? Like, I'm pretty sure I could find like some sort of office space or something like that right now, and just do that, because I kind of had the same idea that you wanted to do. Like, I'm really big in the fighting game community, and like, not like I'm a big person, but like I'm deep into and like traveling for tournaments and stuff like that, and that's what I wanted to do this year, but obviously COVID stopped all that. But like my biggest thing now is like honestly maybe get something nice and really luxurious here, and then travel outside of here and go to like the LA, Chicago's, New York's, all that stuff, and like I want to do that and really just impact the world in any way I can. Like I want to get to a point where I can give back, because there's like no really handouts for like me as far as stuff I want to do. So I just want to give, maybe who knows, like maybe the next greatest singer needs a mic or something like that. Like I just want to be able to impact and just do something, and like so that's really what I want to manifest. I think that's about it for a show. Maddie, thank you for joining us. Is there anything you want to shout out, promote? The floor is yours.
All 27 of her accounts.
Whatever you want. People follow you on.
Yeah, I guess like Instagram, it's Maddie. It's with a Z. Stronger with Maddie is my other one. YouTube channel, you can just look up Maddie Jenkins. That's my name. Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys having me. It was really fun.
Thank you for joining.
I'd love to come back.
Hey,
make
that happen. Tyler, is there anything you want to say to the people as we close out the house?
Love, positivity for 2021. Please get your mentals right. With therapy. Don't try to figure this shit out by yourself. You know what you need. You know that you're hurting, and damn it, go see somebody about it professionally.
I think I'm gonna have to do that, but also professionally, please give this 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and iTunes. It really helps us grow in the algorithm.
Please.
So more people can see it, retweet it, like it, share it, all that good stuff. Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, because this shit ain't cheap. These mics ain't cheap. This hurts my wallet.
My chest hurts.
But I love you guys. Until next time. Bye.